Hey there, welcome to Rave Culturecast, your weekly guide to the EDM community, music festivals, and more, hosted by me, Emma Capotis. Each week, I'll be covering everything from dance music culture, industry news, trending topics, and festival tips, advice, and reviews. You can also expect to hear stories from ravers, artists, business owners, and more. Tune in every Wednesday for your weekly dose of peace, love, unity, and respect. Hey guys, welcome back to Rave Culturecast, your weekly guide to the EDM community, music festivals, and more. I'm your host, Emma Capotis. Welcome to my Project Glow recap and review episode. As you can tell, Party Girl voice is back. We're thriving. Please bear with me throughout this episode. I honestly waited an extra day to record this because we were not feeling so hot yesterday. So thank you guys for being patient. This is going to come out on Thursday. But I'm feeling ready. I'm energized. We're well rested. We're ready to go. So the recovery was pretty quick with this festival, but we're going to get into more of that as we go throughout this episode. Really quickly, if you're new here and you've never heard one of my festival recaps, let me set the scene. These are some of my favorite episodes to do because I like to keep the tea hot. I'm very honest. I share my whole experience with you guys in case you are on the fence about a festival or you just kind of want to know the inner workings and how it went and what the experience was like. I'm giving you a full recap of Project Glow, which it was the first ever Project Glow that just went down in Washington, D.C. I'm going to share some of my top sets, a pros and cons list at the end, and then, of course, overall thoughts on the experience. So I hope this helps you get a better picture of what this event is like in case you guys want to attend it in the future. And then we'll end off our episode, of course, with our Rave Culture Cast recap. So that's how everything's going to go today. But really quickly, I want to share a word from a friend of the podcast, which is Radiate. Some of you guys may have heard about Radiate. They've been around in the scene for a while, but is an amazing app where you can meet people from all over the world who are also dance music fans and into music festivals. So you can actually, connect with people on there, find a rave fam, meet people in your city locally who also have the same appreciation and love for going to shows and attending events. So it's completely free to use. I'm going to put a link to download it in my description and in the show notes if you guys want to sign up. Super simple. You sign up, you create a profile, you can start, finding events and favoriting them, jumping into group chats, like meeting people. There's a feature where you can swipe and connect with people as well. So I've seen this used for so many different instances. If you just moved to a new city and you want to find people to go out with, it's a great use for that. If your group falls apart for a festival and you still want to go and you want to find people going to an event, you can connect with people and join different communities and group chats. If you're looking for a rave bay, you can do that too, of course, respectfully. So there's so many different use cases for this. Love the team over at Radiate. They're absolutely incredible. I've seen lifelong friendships and relationships come out of this app, which is amazing. So I'm super excited to partner with them. So again, there's a link down below in the description for you guys to download the Radiate app. Huge shout out to them. It's in the App Store or Google Play Store, and all you have to do is type in Radiate. So thank you so much, you guys, for partnering with me on this episode. Quickly, I want to jump into our listener of the week. I just brought this segment back, but I wanted to shout out one of our listeners and fan members, M, who goes by @SweetMonty013. She was the sweetest person this weekend. I got to run into her at Project Glow, and she made me the most amazing House Queen Perler. I'll pop up a video of us trading it here in the beatbox tent, but it was so sweet. I can't even tell you guys how much I appreciate you making candy and perlers. I know how much time and patience that takes, so I appreciate it so much. I'm actually I'm kind of standing in a new place, so bear with me as I figure things out, but I'm building a whole new studio setup here. I just got new chairs. I'm going to do a whole gallery wall, and I'm thinking about displaying all of my perlers as well behind me. So more to come on that, but thank you so much, Em. It was so lovely talking to you and meeting you. Really appreciate you supporting everything that I do, so I just wanted to shout you out as our listener of the week. Alrighty, you guys, I want to jump right into the review because I've got a lot to tackle here. So essentially how I'm going to do this episode is I like to give you my daily breakdowns, and this was only a 2-day festival, so we've got Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to walk you through like the whole day, everything that went down. I tried to take notes. And then after we talk about everything, we talk about the sets. I'm going to give you guys my pros and cons list, which is an interesting one. And then I'll give you overall thoughts at the end just about how this all went. So with all that being said, let's dive right in. My throat is like literally already dying. We're only 4.5 minutes into this episode, so this is going to be rough. But basically what happened with this trip. So I live in New Jersey. This was about, it took us 4 hours to get there. We drove in on Friday. I went with my best friend, Vicky, and then I went with my good friend, Shannon, at Fit to Rave. She flew in from California. I will say I met people all weekend from all over the United States, like definitely a lot of like Northeast, but people were flying in for this event. So that was cool to see. I hadn't been in DC in like years. So yeah, like I said, we drove in Friday. We got in around like 8 p.m. and we did go to the pre-party at Echo Stage, which was really fucking cool. Let me talk about this for a second. So it was, I've always wanted to go to Echo Stage. I think it was voted as like the #1 dance music venue in the world or in the United States last year. So obviously I had very high expectations for this venue. Spoiler alert, it did live up to my expectations. It was really fucking sick. I was very impressed with the production. I liked the setup of the whole venue. I thought it was really cool. Even the way they had like their VIP tables like on the second floor, I just thought it was really well done. So definitely would go back to Echo Stage. But BB, my girl BB Howell, absolutely fucking hooked it up because she is friends with Scott from Slander. And so he was incredible and he guest listed our whole group and we had all access passes. So that was freaking incredible. So we got into DC around like 8 o'clock, changed, pre-gamed really quickly, and then went straight to Echo Stage. And then the first opener we saw was Sokka. He was a bass artist that was actually really, really good. Very much enjoyed his set. And then we went backstage to the green room and I got to meet Scott from Slander and he was amazing. And there were a lot of other people in the room that were like very cool to meet, but we had a really, really great group. And then we got to go on stage and watch like all of Slander's set on stage. So that was incredible. I have footage of that in my vlog if you guys want to check it out. But one really incredible moment that you guys will die, I was on stage and out of the corner of my eye, I see Pasquale Rotella walk on stage and naturally I died. And I'm just like, oh my God, you have to say hi to him. So finally he like walks around and like kind of comes on our side that we were standing on and he was like standing in front of me. So I did like tap him on the shoulder and I did say hi to him. Fangirl moment, but it was so hard to hear. I don't think he could hear a word I was saying, but he was so nice and he like introduced me to the people he was with. So that was like a fucking pinch me moment. And thank you to Shannon for getting some video footage of that happening, but that was really cool. So we left like Friday night being like, that was quite the way to kick off the weekend. Like what a great time. So I forget what time we left. We stayed for almost all of Slander's set and I think they played till like 2, I want to say. So relatively late night, not too bad. Went straight to sleep. And then Saturday was the first day of the festival. And I will say what was nice about this being in DC, I know I had heard mixed things about the stadium that it was taking place at, about it like not being in the best area and things like that. But our hotel was very close to the Capitol building. We were actually like prime spot if we wanted to go do like touristy things. But I will say like location was great. It was an 11-minute Uber for us to get there. Like home was a little bit longer, but it was super quick and straightforward. There was also the metro you could take, which I'll get into later. But just have to say that like there were tons of options for hotels, wasn't that expensive. So that was a really nice thing in the future. I think the location was cool. And it was also nice to like finally go rave in Washington, D.C. because I've heard so many good things about, again, that like area and that rave scene. So that's kind of where we were at. So Saturday we woke up, perfect weather, like absolutely fucking beautiful, sunny, hot, like we so lucked out. It was amazing. Vicky and I had passes through the Insomniac affiliate program. So she and I had to go to a hotel off site to go grab those passes. So we did that. That was a seamless process. Shannon, Vicky and I all got VIP passes for the weekend. And then probably like started getting ready at like noon. And then this day this festival was 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. every day, which I think was great timing. I thought maybe like it could have gone an hour longer just because we were having such a great time. But honestly, like 1 to 11, perfect if you want to get some sleep or if you want to go to the afters. So this day, I was so stoked on my fucking outfit. I'm so proud of how this came out. You guys reacted so well to it too. So it was like really, really cool to see your comments on it. But I got this like sick set from Radiate Couture. Shout out Rolita. It was like this swirly like pattern that was like orange and purple and black. And so I kind of built my outfit around that. And I ended up ordering this like neon orange wig from Amazon that was like a short wig. And that was kind of like the tipping point for this fucking outfit. And then I got these like really, really cool heart like rhinestone goggles from Etsy. And when I put it all together, I literally felt like a cartoon character or like a superhero. Like it was giving Fifth Element vibes, you know what I mean? And I've never gotten so many freaking comments on an outfit at a festival in my life. Like it was awesome. I have to say the staff was so nice at this festival. Like the first day when we walked in, like all the people at the food vendors and the bars were like, ladies, you looking good. You guys are looking good, crushing it with your outfits. Like everybody was saying that. It was so fucking nice. So staff was really great. But anyway, so yeah, got ready, did the whole thing. Again, 11-minute ride from the hotel to the drop-off area. It was super easy. There was parking available. There was rideshare. There was metro that you could do. So we got there around 2-ish, I want to say, because Nostalgics was up first at 2:30. So we were like trying to get there a little bit early. Security for me, Vicky and Shannon said it was quick. They were a little strict with me. They had me empty my whole bag, which usually that doesn't happen, but we went on the VIP line, like check your ID, scan your ticket, security. So yeah, they like thoroughly checked my lunchbox, all the pockets. They had me like zip and unzip my skin on the front, which usually no one ever says anything about the skin. So I thought it was like a little tight, but still amazing. Staff was really great. And then we got a locker for the weekend, which I do highly recommend, you guys. Like I've been doing lockers now the last 3 festivals I went to, and I'm actually like really a fan of it because we knew it was going to get like a little cold in the evening. So we brought like sweatshirts and pants and like threw those in the locker, and we had that for the whole weekend. You can leave stuff overnight. So that was pretty good. So when we got there at 2, it was still pretty empty. So we just like filled up our water. We, scanned the whole festival, and then the water tent, which I know people were nervous about because they had one like water refill section. They had a decent amount of like places you could refill or like different stations, and it was like, you serve yourself. At all the times we went over there, I never saw any bad lines. Like it ended up working out, I think, because it wasn't that big of a festival. So I don't think it ended up being a problem just having the one refill section. And then after that, we went over to the Beatbox tent. So this is another huge part of the weekend. Obviously, I work with Beatbox now. I do social media for them part-time. So they had this like sick tie-dye tent. You could spot them from a mile away. So that was awesome. And then they had 3 flavors on site. They had the blue raz, the pink lemonade, and then we just launched a new flavor, which is juicy mango, which is chef's kiss. It's fucking delicious. You guys have to try it. So we went over there. I checked in. I said hello. We were like taking pictures. They had like a little photo booth. They had a body painter. So that was a vibe. So if you guys like, they're going to be at so many festivals this summer. They're going to be at EDC. They're going to have a lot going on at EDC Vegas. So definitely come over and try Beatbox and come say hello. But what was really cool is my manager told me we had 5 extra VIP passes to give away with like little goodie bags. So he was like, you can take those and you can go give them away to people. So I was like, this is amazing. We're going to go make somebody's day. This is going to be so much fun. So I posted on the Beatbox stories, like the first 5 people who find me in my orange wig, like you guys are going to get a surprise. And I ended up running into a couple subscribers. So 2 ladies came up to me first. We upgraded them to VIP. They were so grateful. It was really cute. And then there was a couple that we upgraded. And then I upgraded another friend of mine. So it was just so cool to do that. And I ended up running into everybody in the VIP area, and they came over. And again, we're so thankful. So Beatbox, like huge shout out to you guys for doing that for the Beatbox fam. It was really, really cool. So that was amazing. And just quick note on like you guys, like our fam. I always say this, but I met so many of you this weekend. It was ridiculous. Like I felt like I was like stopping to say hi to you guys like every 5 minutes. I love it. Always come say hi. I love talking to you. I love meeting you in person. I finally got to put so many like faces to names and meeting people for the first time. Like it's the best thing ever. I know I haven't been doing meetups a lot lately, but it's just meetups are like when it's all happening at once can be like very overwhelming for me. So I'm kind of like slowing down on the meetups a little bit, but I ran into so many of you guys in person and it was fucking awesome. So again, like somebody gave me a beatbox candy, which was amazing. One of you guys gave me a candy that said dog mom on it, and that almost made me cry. So I love that. Thank you again for taking the time out of your day to like make those things. But yeah, please, if you always see me, like, please stop me and say hi. I would love to chat with you guys. So just had to say that. I met so many of you this weekend, just like bumping into the crowd and like different things. And then what else happened? I also got to meet my friend Party Safer with Jess, who's one of my coaching clients. I absolutely love her. Go give her a follow on TikTok. So her and her fiance were there, and we finally got to hang out for a couple sets on Saturday and Sunday. So that was really, really fun as well. So it was just like the vibes were great. And I'm going to talk about this later, but the vibes were immaculate. The crowd was so well behaved, so fun. No pushing, no shoving. I didn't have a single issue with anybody. Like it was awesome in GA and in VIP. I was in both, like back and forth. So I'll talk about that a little bit more, but like that added to it. We also had like so many extended friend groups we were there with. And because it was such a small festival, that was really nice because it was easy to find people and we kept bumping into each other. And so like it, in general, just like a vibe all around. So this is kind of like how my day went. The first set we ended up seeing, because we got there so early, was an artist called Andin, who was probably the surprise of the day for me because I hadn't heard of them and they had like such a good, almost more like melodic house trancey kind of vibe. So that was really amazing. And then we went and saw Nostalgics and Blossom on main stage. They were back to back. So that was amazing. Love both of those ladies. I actually bumped into Nostalgics like in the VIP area and got to take a photo with her. So I'll pop that up here. But that was like really, really cool to see her. And then James Hype was on next. So actually, I forget, I think Vicky and Shannon went to the other stage, to the Pulse stage, and I watched James Hype for a while by myself. And then I ended up bumping into people I knew. So like I just like kind of hung out with like subscribers and other people that I knew in the VIP area for James Hype. He is easily becoming like one of my favorite artists. Like I absolutely love his music, but him live too is such a vibe. He did fuck up and he like fucked up one of his transitions like pretty bad. And I felt so bad for him because he's a really, really big DJ, but it happens to the best of us. So that was funny. I was like, uh-oh, that was a mistake. And then for the rest of the day, we went to the Pulse stage and we saw West End, Creon, and Latrell. Loved the Pulse stage. I know like both stages were a little bit like smaller scale, but I kind of expected that with this event. The Pulse stage was pretty much house music, like all subgenres of house all weekend. West End's one of my favorite artists. He's always amazing. Creon, it was my first time seeing her. I really, really liked her. She was a little bit more like chill house, I would say. And then Latrell was also the surprise of the day because I also like know him as a more like deep house kind of artist, but he was way more upbeat than I remember him being, and we fucking loved it. So he was really good to see. I would definitely see Latrell again. We also got food at that point. Actually, I got food during James Hype. I went and got in the VIP area at main stage. I'll just touch on this really quickly. It was very big. Like they cut out such a huge area for the VIP. I was like surprised how big it was. Loved it. Think it was worth it. It was like AstroTurf, so it was kind of like grassy that they put down. They also had a huge like VIP table area. And then they had like 2 food trucks back there, trailer bathrooms, like a beauty bar, photo op thing, and then like drinks you could get back there. So I ended up getting nachos that were pretty good, and I ate those during James Hype. But I just wanted to note that. And again, in my vlog, you can kind of like see what this all looks like. And then lastly, we ended our night with like my most anticipated set of the weekend, which was Above and Beyond and Grizz. Perfect way to end the night. Like both iconic sets. Above and Beyond, we were all like emo. We were literally all crying because it'd been years since we'd seen them and they were just as good as I remembered. So that was like a moment. Grizz was fantastic. Fucking love him. Even better than I remembered. I was like headbanging. Like I was in my bass face. Like, oh, I loved it. So I kind of like had my little bass fix for the day. So that was really fantastic. And then rounding out the night, we did leave a little early. So the event ended at 11. We left around 10:40, I would say. I thought the Uber situation was going to be horrible because when we were leaving the festival, it was a lot of people leaving. And I was like, this isn't going to go well. Like, there's no way. And so Garrett, our friend, called the Uber as we were walking out. And I think it probably took like 25 minutes from the time we left to the time we got in the car. So it wasn't horrible. It honestly felt like it went pretty quickly. So yeah, the Ubers ended up not being as bad as I thought either. And then our friend Peyton recommended, I think it was called Surfside. Like it was a taco place. So we went there, we got quesadillas, tacos, and then I ended up bumping into Courtney from Gem and Tori online. So I got to meet her finally. So that was really cool. And then we went home and kind of called it a night, and that was good. So we got some rest. So overall thoughts from day one, like I said, weather was fucking perfect. The crowd was incredible. Got to meet the best people, had such a good time. People were vibing, people were having fun, like really didn't see any issues. The music that whole day, fire. And that like, spoiler alert on my pros list, the lineup and the price of this like was fucking insane. It was a no-brainer for me. Grizz was iconic. Felt super easy to navigate the festival. I saw everything I wanted to see, and the water station wasn't as bad as I thought it was, and I had 2 beatboxes this day. So I was feeling like lit, but I wasn't like too lit. So usually 2 is my max, but more to come on that in just a second. All right, I'm going to take a super quick break here, you guys. Then we're going to dive into our Saturday. Alrighty, you guys, I quickly wanted to share a message from one of my favorite partners, Zound. So Zound was an absolute lifesaver this weekend because these are the high fidelity earplugs that I use at every single show, especially at the stages like when you are up in the front. It doesn't matter front, back, you should be wearing earplugs to protect your hearing long term, especially if you go to a lot of shows. So high fidelity earplugs preserve the quality of the sound, but they protect your ears from any of like the damaging levels of decibels in the music. So I highly recommend them. Get 1 or 2 pairs. Always keep them in your bag so you never forget them. They're like my number one necessity besides my hydration pack. So you can head over to experiencezound.com and use the discount code EmmaK to save you guys some money. Again, huge lifesaver. Wouldn't travel without them. Please start protecting your hearing, you guys. Use them at events, shows, anything. I wore them all night at Slander as well, especially when we were on stage. So shout out Zound for partnering with me. And again, you can head over to experiencezound.com and use discount code EmmaK. Alrighty, you guys. So let's recap Sunday. So Sunday, again, woke up pretty refreshed because we did get a good amount of sleep. So that was a very nice thing with this festival. We weren't in a rush. We didn't do any after parties besides Slander on Friday, but there were options. There was either Echo Stage or Sound Check was like the smaller club that they had, but we didn't personally have anything we wanted to see on Saturday. So Sunday we woke up, definitely crappier weather. We looked outside and it was like very cloudy, looked like it was going to rain. So we were like, okay, hopefully we don't have any issues. We were like checking the weather app and it looked like lightning at 11 p.m. So we were like, oh my God, please just like do not cancel the festival. Like, can this just go well? So I had originally I had been talking about this on TikTok, but I had scrapped my outfit because I was going to wear something that was like way more fitting for a summer festival. So we all kind of went like cute and cozy this day, which was definitely the move. I wore a 7 Lions crop top, which I loved. It was a gift from my friend Vibe with Aid. And then I wore these like sick new pants that I just got from Pretty Little Thing that kind of like, they're almost like that black, like not latex looking, like almost like pleather looking, that's like shiny. And they had this like thong kind of detailing in the front. Loved them. And then I just did like cool hair and glitter and kind of like called it a day. We had our ponchos packed. We were ready to go. So same thing for this day. We wanted to get there for 3:20 because Gem and Tori were going to be playing on main stage and it was my first time seeing them. So when we left the hotel, it was pouring and we were like, great, this is going to be fun, but like we're going, I don't care. So we got there, still like kind of empty because I think people were probably just waiting out the rain, but we put our ponchos on. It is what it is. We were going to call it a day and then like threw stuff in our locker again. And then we ended up going, I don't remember what artist was on the Pulse stage at that time, but we did go over to the Pulse stage. And what I really love about this community and what this reminded me of yet again is like, you know, obviously we were uncomfortable. We were like wet and our hands were pruny and it was a little cold. And then we go over to the pole stage and there's this huge group, like flash mob. Like they were doing a dance together, like all in sync. And it was such a vibe. And it like put a smile on all of our faces. And I was like, this is why I fucking love this community, because rain isn't stopping anybody. No one cares. Like they're still showing up. They're still here to celebrate the music. And it's a great time. So that was like setting the scene for the day. And I was like, fuck it. The rain doesn't matter. Like we're going to have a blast. So we ended up doing that. And then we like quickly ran over to Jem and Tori. They popped off. My ladies. Oh my gosh. It was so good finally seeing them live. They're part of the Ophelia fam. I honestly like expected them because some of their first releases were like a little bit more melodic-y, and like they definitely went off. Like it was a little bit more upbeat. They even threw some like bass house, and they did a drum and bass track that they dropped that like went off. So it was so good. Finally seeing them crush it on main stage. They're going to be in the podcast very soon, you guys. So spoiler alert. I can't wait to chat with them very, very soon. So that's going to be exciting. And then after, this was another surprise of the weekend. Again, this is why I say like kind of leave your schedules like up in the air, because you just never know what's going to happen that weekend. We had planned on literally being at the pole stage the rest of the day, but George Acosta came on after them, and I didn't know him that well. We loved it. Like it kind of gave me more like art bat kind of vibes. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Like he was playing some techno, but then he was playing some like melodic stuff, and then he was going really hard. So we were all like, yeah, we're staying for this. So we went and like hung out in the VIP area for a while. And then we did stay to see Joel Corey as well, because I've been wanting to see him. And that's like, he has a couple more like mainstream songs that you'd probably know. And it was just really, really fun. Really recommend him. He was great. So that was like me, Shannon, and Vicky were all hanging out. And then Party Safer with Jess came over with her fiance. So we all hung out. And then we went over to the pole stage for a while. So we saw Clooney, Noizu, and John Summit all in a row. First time seeing Clooney, I caught the end of him, but he was really good. Again, food break, pro tip, make sure you eat a meal, because honestly, it's so easy to forget. I did it. We were like, oh gosh, like we have so many places to be, blah, blah, blah. No, like make sure you make time to eat. So I got some like really good French fries, probably not the healthiest thing, but we stopped to eat. Noizu was easily one of the best sets of the entire weekend. I fucking loved it. I love him, and I know I would, but we took our entire group and went like kind of like in the center in the back, and I feel like that you guys probably know, like that also adds to it. Like everybody was together, like all of BB's friends, all of our group, all my Lunchbox fam, like everybody showed up for the Noizu set. So we were just like having a fucking blast together. I was 2 beatboxes in at that point, so we were definitely feeling a little lit this day. And then I unfortunately only got to see like the first 20 minutes of John Summit. So from what I saw, it was good, but I can't like speak to his set because I really didn't see a lot of it, because this was Seven Lions Day and we are all Seven Lions stans. So we ran the fuck over to main stage and laughed, cried, headbanged, did all the things. We were literally all crying. We're such losers. Like at one point we just like literally were all looking at each other crying. It was so bad. I don't know what's wrong with me. It was definitely the alcohol, but and then I had 3 beatboxes. By that point I was on my 3rd beatbox. Like usually I don't do that. I was definitely like a little too lit for the last 2 sets, but it was a fucking blast. So yeah, and one of my friends, Ryan, it was like her first time seeing him, and like there's nothing better than taking somebody to their like first set, especially when you love the artist so much. So like 10 out of 10 recommend. Alrighty, and then we ended the night. We went back to the pole stage to see the MK back-to-back Sonny Fodera set. Amazing, incredible. I've never seen MK. It was worth the wait. They played so many like good remixes. Like then MK dropped 17. They also dropped a remix of one of Eric Pryd's songs. Like I was like on fucking cloud 9. It was the perfect way to end the weekend. So that was amazing. So we all like seriously had a blast. We stayed till the very end. So we just waited it all out. And then leaving the festival this day, what we ended up doing is not even dealing with the Ubers, because I do remember Garrett saying on Saturday there was surge pricing. So I think the Uber was really expensive Saturday. So we did the Metro. And then the one thing to note with that is there were so many people like storming the Metro that they weren't even like checking your passes. So I will note that like people were just like running through the station. And so we get down there, Both trains are like absolutely fucking packed. We were like, this is ridiculous. We'll just wait for the next one. And so we're sitting like probably for like 10 minutes. And some like guy who works there comes over and he's like, what are you doing? Like, this is the last train. Like, get on it or you're stuck here. And we were like, oh, fuck. We didn't realize that. So luckily the train was sitting there for like 15 to 20 minutes. So we like ran, like shoved on the train, got home, again, very quickly, like 10 minutes. It was just a couple stops. So honestly, I would recommend the Metro as well. Like, it was safe because the entire train was filled with festival people. So that's definitely a good option. And then we just went home and our group just ordered pizza in our room and we just hung out and then I left in the morning. So woof, that is everything, you guys. We're about halfway done here. I'm going to try and blow through the rest here. But that was the weekend. That's the picture of how it all went down. Again, my vlogs should all be up now at this point if you want to see it. But let's talk top sets first, and then I will give you my pros and cons list. But I don't know why I did my top 7. That's such a random fucking number, but I picked 7. These are my top sets. So number 7, I had West End. I love him. I love his music. I have so much fun. If you guys are into tech house, like 10 out of 10 recommend him. 6, I had Gem and Tori. They were incredible. Loved it. Like all of these sets, it was like really hard to pick, but I would hands down see them again. The only reason it was a little lower is because it was raining for part of the set, but it didn't really affect that much. Like we had a blast in the rain. So 5, I had Grizz. I will never miss a Grizz set ever. Like it's so interesting and unique. It's like very funky bass. He plays saxophone live. He brought out different rappers. His visuals are so sick. Like it was just a feel good set. It gave me everything. I loved it. Number 4, I had MK back-to-back Sonny Fodera. I know it's insane that it's number 4, but like this top 5 is ridiculous. Like they gave me everything I needed and more. It was a blast seeing them go back-to-back. Like absolute legends. Again, just the music that they picked in their set was incredible. I hope that they upload that because I definitely want to listen back to it because I was very drunk by the time that came on. Number 3, I had Noizu. Again, like it was like the perfect storm. Like you guys know, like your group adds so much to it. The people you're with add so much. So the fact that we had literally everyone, we were all dancing, shuffling, like fucking having a blast. The vibes were on point. His set was fantastic. I would say like in the beginning half, he played a lot of music that I didn't know. So I don't know if it was like new music or what. And then the second half, he played like his hits that you would know, like Inside My Head and all of that. So yeah, I really liked what he started with, but I was like super happy when he played like all the songs that we know and love. Number 2 is Above and Beyond because of the fucking feels. Like I can't even describe how good it felt to see them. It was magical. They played We Are All We Need, which is in the morning. I was like, if they play We Are All We Need, I will cry. We cried. Yeah. Hearing Sun and Moon again. Amazing. Like it just gave me all the feels. They were typing their little messages to the crowd. Like I can't wait to see them again very soon, hopefully. And number 1, of course, is Seven Lions. There's just nothing will make me have so many emotions in one set. Like I literally was dancing my ass off. I was headbanging. I thought I was going to poke someone's fucking eye out with my braids flinging around. We cried. It was amazing. Iconic. Loved it. So those were my top 7 sets of the whole weekend. And then quickly, let me do my pros and cons list, you guys. So let's do pros first. So lineup, I would say obviously is a huge drawing point for me. When I looked at this, I saw like Above and Beyond, I saw Seven Lions, I saw MK back-to-back Sonny Fodera, and I was already sold. But then to have like as a house head to have so much house music, it personally like spoke to me. Like it was a fucking no-brainer when I saw this lineup. I would say if you're like really into heavy music, like hardstyle or bass, maybe you wouldn't be into this as much. They also didn't have a lot of techno, but I thought the lineup was incredible for a small event. And then for the price point, like I said, I had my passes free through Insomniac, but I'm pretty sure this was under $200, which I think is a really fair price point for the artist that you're getting. Next pro, 100% the crowd. Like one of the best festival crowds I've ever dealt with, especially coming off of Ultra, which is one of the worst I've ever dealt with. Like I didn't have a single issue, and I asked my friends, no one had a complaint. Like everybody said the same thing. I didn't deal with shoving. like no bad interactions in the crowd whatsoever. Everyone was super cool. And I was in VIP and GA and like didn't see a difference. Again, in GA, the only time I was really, really close to the front of the stage was for Gem and Tori, but people were having a blast. People were having a great time. I did talk to a lot of people who said it was their first festival back, like since the pandemic. So that could have also attributed to it because people were just so excited to be there. But I have to say the crow, I can't talk. Am I having a stroke right now? The crowd was a pro. My God. Also pro, I would say location. It was very easy to get to. Like transportation options were great. And again, like if you wanted to go to DC and like do touristy things, like you could easily have stayed like in the city where we were and have done that too. I'm going to say the weather, this could be pro or con because I guess for the time of year, like it could have been a full like washout and it could have rained every day. But because Saturday was gorgeous and Sunday was like meh, I'm going to say the pro could be the weather. Production. So production is kind of in both. I'm going to say stage design is potentially a con, but production, like music was great. They still had the pyro. They had some fireworks. Like I got everything I needed for a small event out of 2 stages, to be honest with you. So I thought the production was great. No sound issues, no sound bleed. People were nervous about that. Didn't have any issues with sound bleed. VIP area is definitely a pro. I would recommend it, guys. I would personally spend a little bit more money if you want to next year, because for me at this point in my life, I like the extra room. I like that it is just convenient to go to the bathroom. Like I can leave my group and go pee and come back because it's so easy to find them. There's food back there. Like I just think it's worth it personally. There also were like tented areas. So when it rained, we could like go under the tent. And again, it was pretty small. Like the VIP area near the Pulse stage was smaller, but I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it's a pro for sure. And the staff, I have the staff as a pro. Again, never dealt with anybody that like had an issue. Everyone was so nice, so friendly, like really, really no complaints about that at all. Cons. Okay, let's talk about it. So it was hard for me to think about these. I literally was talking to my group, like when we left, we all were like, there aren't that many. So I'm going to be critical here. I'm going to be nitpicky, guys. So cons, more after party options. That's what I would say, because I personally didn't really buy tickets because I didn't really care for some of the artists that were playing the after party, except for the John Summit one on Sunday. But I just knew that was going to be an absolute shit show because he was playing Soundcheck, which is a really small venue, and the after party sold out like that. So Saturday, I wasn't like thrilled. I don't really listen to Weathen. I think it was Weathen and Diplo. And I was like, I'm not dealing with the Diplo crowd. And I'm not really like, I don't listen to Weathen. So I think there could be more after party options. Like if we had some like house or techno, like after parties, I would have been about that. So yeah, hopefully in the future, they can have more options for after parties. Food, I don't think it's a huge con because I really only ate nachos and fries, and those 2 options were good. Actually, so I don't really know why I have this in a con. I think I put it in here because Vicky and Shannon did go to a food vendor on Saturday, and that was the only experience that wasn't great. Like the people gave them the wrong order, like weren't listening to them, and the food was cold. So I think it was just that one vendor was an issue. But other than that, when we walked around the whole festival, they had like a solid amount of options. They had some vegan options. So I think food was just kind of like neutral. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. I guess like the only other con I said for the VIP area, they could have had more trailer bathrooms because when it got to nighttime on Saturday and Sunday, we literally went out to the GA bathrooms and came back because it was so much faster than the lines that built up. So they could have had more bathrooms in the VIP area. The main stage design, I've heard people talking about this. Some people loved it, some people didn't. I'm on the fence. I think they did a good job with like the production, and I think it was cool to look at. But I definitely think there could be improvements. Like the gear thing was cute, but I don't think it was like as like edgy and modern as it could have been. So I'm like on the fence about the main stage design. I thought the pole stage was really cool with like the grid of like LED screens that they had. But again, it was a smaller festival. So I kind of feel like we got what we paid for and it was still like really, really good. But hopefully there will be improvements if this festival grows in the future. And then my last con is I would love more art installations. Like they had the one, I think she's called Electra. I'm trying to think what else they had. They didn't have that many art installations. And since it was a parking lot, I think like that would have been cool if they had a couple more like cool areas you could go like hang out in or stuff like that. So it's really just like more thoughts for the future if they, because it went so well, if they want to like improve and expand it, I think they totally fucking could do that. So that's everything, you guys. I'm going to take a super quick break here. I'm going to give final thoughts and then our Rave Culture Cast recap, and then we'll end the episode. Alrighty, you guys. Overall thoughts. Let's just recap this. So, genuinely had one of the best festival weekends I've ever had. It surpassed my expectations. I will just say that. For a small 2-day festival, which I went into it skeptical because I was like, I know it's a parking lot festival, and I don't know if you guys feel this way, but sometimes with parking lot festivals, like, you don't feel as fully immersed in it because you're like very aware that you're in a parking lot. So it's like, how magical can it really be? You know what I mean? Like I'm not in a forest or anything like that, but they really did a good job with it. I had a great time. It was so easy to navigate just doing the 2 stages. They did have the boombox art car. We just didn't go over there. Crowd was amazing. Vibes were immaculate. People were so like on their best behavior. It was really great. I thought the size was great. Production lived up to the standard. Super easy to get to. And I totally forgot to mention this. So happy that this was a totem festival because the totems were hilarious. Like you guys came through with the totems. They were so funny. I think it's one of the best parts of this culture. I absolutely love it. Your totems were hysterical. So I'm so happy that there were totems at this event. But in general, really well run. I'm putting my stamp of approval. I would go back 100%. They are going to be bringing Project Glow to Philly, which is really cool because we're expanding further. Insomniac East is doing it up. I am on the fence about going because there's something else I have that weekend, but we'll see. But if you guys can go, I would 100% recommend it. Hopefully it's just as good, but I would definitely go back to Project Glow next year, like no questions asked. This was a good time of year too, I was saying to my friends, because I don't really usually have any events in April. So, and I still, like we're 2 weeks away from EDC Vegas, but it was only a 2-day event. So we're doing great. So that is my final thoughts and opinions. Stamp of approval. Very excited about it. Okay, let's do our quick Rave Culture Cast recap here, you guys, and then I'll let you get on with your week. So I already covered this, but Project Glow is coming to Philly in Subaru Park, Chester, Pennsylvania. It's a little outside the city, October 1st and 2nd. So it's also going to be a 2-day event. I'm most likely going to have tickets for sale for that, but they go on sale this Friday. What else? Deadmau5 announced a tour, his We Are Friends tour, which is coming to cities all over the United States. He's got support from Nero, Casablanca, and then a bunch of other support depending on your location. So definitely go check out that flyer on his site. Griffin announced that he is coming out with a new album, which is so exciting. It's going to be called Alive. It says that this is his sophomore album coming out later this year, and he has a new title track coming out this Friday, which is really exciting. So I love Griffin. I love his album, so I'm very pumped about that. Last, we have some festival lineup announcements. So we have Hard Fest. They just dropped their lineup. This is Friday, July 29th through the 31st, a 3-day event at the Nas Center. I mean, this lineup's really cool to me because I feel like this is one of the only ones that's really a mix of like bass and trap and rap and hip hop and like harder music. So I think this lineup is fire. Let me know if you guys want a review on it, but it's really, really good. So that just dropped. And then lastly, 2 EDC announcements. So we did get the Bionic Jungle lineup, which I spoke about this last week, but Bionic Jungle is the brand new house music stage coming to EDC Vegas this year. Go check out these artists. These are like legendary house names. I know about half the names on here. The other half I don't know, but these are like Derek Carter, Harry Romero, Gene Farris. Like these are people who have like built house music, like pioneers from Chicago, from New York, like DJ Holographic. Are you kidding me? DJ Heather. I saw her at Arc Music Festival. So this is like absolutely incredible. If you are a house music fan, you can't miss some of these acts. And then to top things off, I'm like, you literally can't. My head's going to explode. They just dropped all of the art car lineups. So I don't know about you guys, but like it has not hit me. I'm leaving 2 weeks from today. I haven't even got some of my outfits in the mail and I'm hosting the freaking live stream. Like I'm unprepared. I'm unwell. But yeah, I'm going to do, I think, a full separate video on the art car lineups because they're just so good. And this is in addition to the other 9 stages. Like these sets are all going on as well. So it's like impossible. But Insomniac Radio is hosting the Parliament art car on Friday. Sorry, guys, my camera cut off really quickly, but I was saying what stood out to me on the Parliament art car hosted by Insomniac Radio. Personally, Pretty Pink and Sultan and Shepherd. Born Dirty doing a techno set. What? Soren's house set, Wax Motif and Friends, Vintage Culture, bruh, Zed's Dead After Hours, like ridiculous. Then we have the Boombox art car, which is a little smaller, but I don't know a lot of these names, so I kind of want to like check this out and see what this is all about because I'm excited to discover some new people here. The Rhino Bus, hosted by Rainbow, which I believe is their cannabis brand, Insomniac's cannabis brand. Kendall is fire, Lady Sinclair, Starseed, Knock 2, Tsunami Wednesday, like really, really big. You have a Mousetrap takeover, a night mode takeover. And then the art car, the Forest House art car, which I did see some sets here in the fall. You've got a Bass Rush takeover on Friday. And then you have In Rotation takeover on Saturday. And then you have Femme House art car takeover, you guys. You have to go to this Femme House. Oh my gosh. LPGOB's label on Sunday. Like Baby Wait, Bexy, Coco and Breezy, Hannah, Acid Twins, Kaylina Zanders, LPGOB, Sam Divine. Fire. Like that's incredible. So I will 100% be going on the Forest House car and seeing that. Oh, and then I had to quickly point this out. Where was it? Trevor Wallace was on one of these. I forget which one he was on. I saw it before. Where did it go? I don't know. I saw Trevor Wallace on one of them. He's a comedian, so I don't know where that fits in here or what he's doing, but I think that's hysterical. And people are like literally commenting like, I'm sorry, what? Wait, Trevor Wallace is doing what? So very excited to see what happens there. All really exciting things, but thank you guys so much for making it through my full Project Glow recap. I hope you enjoy how these episodes go. Definitely leave me your comments and feedback down below. But yeah, if you could do me a favor, if you enjoy these episodes, I would love it if you could make this your Instagram story and tag at raveculturecast. Tell a friend about the podcast. Come join us online on Discord, on Facebook. We've got some incredible communities, you guys, and I would love for you to join. We have a lot of stuff going on and coming up, and that's probably the first place you're going to hear about announcements. So definitely come join us. Give us a follow at raveculturecast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Yeah, and get ready for some cool episodes coming up. Again, EDC in a few weeks. I will see you all there. It's going to be amazing. I am going to host a meetup just in camp. I can't do it inside the festival this year, but I will do a meetup in camp, probably either Thursday night or Friday afternoon. So stay tuned on that as well. But yeah, thank you all so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed Project Glow. If you went, with all that being said, I will see you guys next Wednesday with a new episode. Bye, guys.